Man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to tell you what I think, okay? It's been a couple of days. Charlie Kirk has been dead for a little while, and they found the assassin, Mr. Tyler Robinson, and a lot of information has come out. You know, roommates, quote unquote partners. The partner, quote unquote roommate, happened to be transgender. Tyler Robinson became more political over time. This is what I think happened with Tyler Robinson, and this is coming from the FBI. You know, news sources release certain things or won't release certain things, but when you hear something's coming from the FBI, you want to perk your ears up, okay? Apparently, Tyler Robinson had a transgender roommate slash partner that other people have seen him kissing, being around, being intimate with, okay? Now, what I see is a kid who grew up with a certain ideology and began to slowly change. And I don't think anything is wrong with that. I feel like as you become your own person, you start to realize the flaws that your parents have and the things that you don't want to be from your parents. Maybe there are some things that you do want to be from your parents, but long story short, his ideology began to shift to something else. Now, you know, the left and the right are going to be pointing fingers like, oh, his own kind killed him. No, he liked trans people, so it must be the other side who killed him. I don't think it's as deep as understanding that when there's an ideology shift in somebody, there is no reason to solve that by murdering someone. And I think that's what a lot of people are starting to overlook. My humblest opinion is that this kid was struggling with his own ideologies, maybe changing his opinions, maybe having new thoughts with his roommate, with his partner, whatever. And instead of thinking that discourse was the way to solve this problem, you know, instead of creating ways and avenues to combat Charlie Kirk, he decided the best way to show honor to his girlfriend or whoever, the best way to support the movement was to kill somebody. And I think that's the dangerous thing because I feel like that's what makes America beautiful. I enjoy the fact that someone could say something crazy over here that they believe in full-heartedly and someone else could have a completely different ass opinion and we all still get along. It's like, you know what, agree to disagree. As long as you're not hurting nobody, I guess who cares, right? We'll meet in the middle at some point. At some point of Tyler Robinson's life, with the dynamic of his family, with the dynamic of the people that he was intimate with, he felt that murder was the best way to handle it. And that's the problem that I think we're having right here. So let's go into exactly what the FBI had to say. And we need to go more specifically into the bullet engravings that he dug out as well, because those have a lot more meaning to them. And I didn't really want to go into it until we knew for sure what was going on with Tyler Robinson. But anyways, without further ado, people, this is an interesting episode. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. Hit the like button, subscribe, shout me out. I love you guys. Let's do this. Now, the first thing I wanted to do was talk about the bullet engravings, right? So we can get this from NBC, Fox News, CNN, whichever side of the aisle you are. It doesn't matter. Everybody reported the same thing. This is the main thing I really want to focus on because a lot of people say, well, they're lying or, well, they're lying. No, this has been reported across the board. We all can agree what was engraved on the bullets. So let's go one by one. I haven't done this personally yet. And let's see what each one of these means, right? First thing, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said inscriptions were found on the last 4 shell casings linked to Tyler Robinson, 22, who was arrested early Friday in connection with the killing. The engraving said, "Hey, fascists, catch." Okay, so that's the most self-explanatory thing that we've seen here. He thought that Charlie Kirk was a fascist, and he wanted him to go ahead and catch that bullet. So before we even move forward, let's get the definition of a fascist, right? And I'm not here to disprove or unprove. I just want to show you what's going through this kid's mind right now. Okay, and there's a reason that I'm reading this definition, right? So the main understanding of fascism, we're reading this from Google. Fascism is a far-right, authoritarian, and ultra-nationalist political ideology defined by a dictatorial leader, strict socioeconomic regimentation, and the forcible suppression of all opposition. And I feel like this goes along with his entire idea of what he's doing, because the next bullet has a code written on it, right? So let's go over to the next bullet. Now, the next bullet had up, right, down, down, down. And if you are a gamer, you know that comes from Helldivers 2, and that is a hell bomb. Basically, game over. You type up, right, down, 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 and you throw a stratagem. It's all in the video game. He was obviously a gamer. You throw that down, and that's, I think, the biggest impact bomb that you can drop. And the whole idea around this is that the game is almost like fascism satire. Like, there's a lot of elements about the game of fascism, and that's what makes the game kind of funny. That's what makes the game kind of popular. It's because there's this whole league of soldiers, you know, and they're just taking over the planet, and the emperor rules, and we must be subservient to the emperor, and, you know, for democracy. You know, it's a whole bunch of rhetoric in the game, and it all kind of ties back to why he would be writing this on the bullets, because he's thinking, again, I'm killing a fascist. I'm killing someone who's going to ruin society if he gets away with this. Okay, now let's move on to the other bullet. The article says, a seeming reference, at least in part, to a video game that has been interpreted as satire fascism. Okay, we all know that. If you've played Helldivers 2, you all understand kind of like the gimmick of the whole game, right? Let's move forward. So we saw the whole Bella Ciao, Ciao. The bullet is supposed to be a French song, I think. But the main one that popped up here that kind of caught my radar with this whole idea of him kind of avenging his transgender partner is this right here. It says, on the fired casing, for instance, a message read, notices bulges. OWO, what is this? Now, if you've been chronically online, you understand that there's a lot of meme culture on the internet, a lot of, you know, sayings and things that go around. This is specifically someone who is attracted, I mean, it's pretty obvious, someone who's attracted to bulges. OWO is the expression. What is this? You know what I'm saying? So all these bullet casings carry the same theme in a way. And this is released from the FBI, okay? This is not left or right. And I feel like a lot of people get caught up on that. They get caught up in that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So let's do a deeper definition, right? I already have it looked up. Now, this is what Google gave me, and this is an overview. I've probably seen something like this in like a Reddit room or something before, or something like that. The phrase notices bulges, OWO, what is this? Is an internet meme originating from the online role-playing in the furry subculture. It is quote-unquote copy pasta, a block of text copied and pasted repeatedly online that pokes fun at the exaggerated and often sexualized language used in some online communities. So again, this is basically a meme, a cultural thing online. It's harmless. Long story short, I like bulges. I like seeing hard. You know what I'm saying? It's just a joke. And even if you're not gay, a lot of people will just post shit like that when something seems of the sorts, right? It's just a funny thing that people post online. And I kind of find it interesting that he engraved that into the bullets. And now we get back to his personal life. And ladies and gentlemen, I will say, man, all this stuff is going to come out regardless. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like it or not, his ideologies and his opinions are more than likely going to come out over time. And there is somebody who is actually assisting in the investigation to bring those things to light. And that is actually the partner / roommate, transgender person that he was living with. Apparently they are cooperating with the police. So think about this, right? Because, you know, just think about it. You did all of this supposedly to honor the person that Charlie Kirk goes against. You know, he hates transgender people. He hates them. He wants them to die. You know what I'm saying? You did all, this is what he's thinking, I'm assuming, right? You did all of this to fix these things for your partner, and all of a sudden, and they go and cooperate with the police on your ass. Do you know what that means, guys? You were too deep in that shit, bro. You were too deep on the forums. You are too deep on the internet. When you disagree with a person, disagree publicly and openly. You know what I'm saying? You don't kill them. What do your parents say? Use your words. They never said use your bullets. Never since I was growing up, they said use your bullets. Unless somebody's actively trying to hurt you. Man, listen. Man, watch out. Let's get to today, what the FBI has been releasing, right? Let's check this out. So this is today, and this is from the New York Post. And again, this is the information that we're getting is being dispersed through the news outlets. But all this information is coming from the FBI. So I'm inclined to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, Utah Governor Spencer Cox revealed that Charlie Kirk assassination suspect Tyler Robinson is not cooperating with investigators and confirmed Sunday that the alleged gunman's live-in boyfriend is transgender. Cox, in a series of interviews on Sunday morning talk shows, said that Robinson's romantic partner, as well as his family, are all cooperating with the FBI investigation into Kirk's killing. You know what I'm saying? You ruined your life. And guess what? Your lover is cooperating, bruh. Your lover is cooperating, bruh. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit right there? It don't matter if you don't talk to the police. It don't matter if you keep your mouth closed, you stay solid. None of that. None of that. Your lover did that shit to you. And this is what I'm saying, folks. This is what happens when normal people think that the only thing to solve the political world is violence. It's never that. It's never going to be that. Again, look into history and just look what happens. You know, we're not smart enough to think that we can outdo history. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. And I just found that to be the irony. You know what I'm saying? Your whole family turned against you, and for right reason. You can't be out here gunning people down because they don't agree with the way you live. This is coming from the FBI, folks. And this is why people are in my comments like, oh, AG, you just don't want to report on the real news. You just don't. Bro, I'm waiting for it to be confirmed, my boy. I can't just be going out and say that Tyler Robinson had a transgender girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever in the house if that shit wasn't true. Oh, AG, you're getting sloppy. You just don't want to report on the actual. Man, watch out. Shit's crazy. Anyways, again, I'm just going on the facts, guys. We got bullets with all engravings about fascism and gay people. One was, if you read this, you're gay. We had the game that's all about fascism, up, right, down, down, down. A Helldiver bomb. Go look it up yourself. We have, hey, fascists, catch this. Notice this bulges. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? It all coincides to one theme. You understand what I'm saying? It all aligns to one theme. And I mean, it's just really unfortunate, bro. And I support people having different opinions and growing into separate ideologies from their parents. That's what you should do. You should evolve into something different. You shouldn't just be a carbon copy. The world would be boring as fuck. But when you really have a strong change in some type of political ideology, political view, you cannot go out here and kill people because your girlfriend's transgender. Like, bro, what? Man, watch out. Let's continue. The article continues. He, Robinson, has not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating, but all the people around him are cooperating. And I think it's very important, Cox told ABC News. This week on Sunday, he also retained that Robinson was, quote unquote, deeply indoctrinated in leftist ideology. And again, I haven't heard Charlie Cox speak yet. I am dying to hear what he has to say. But until then, these are just things that are being relayed from the FBI, being relayed from the governor. I mean, if you want to go as far as to say, you know, you don't trust the governor, don't worry. I believe Tyler Robinson, he will speak. He will speak eventually. And I think he's going to let us know a lot about what's going on in his head. The article continues. Authorities arrested Robinson, 22, on Thursday evening after his father recognized him in the FBI photos of the suspect who shot Kirk at the Utah Valley University last Wednesday. And I told you guys family members would be able to fill in the blanks. Cox previously told the Wall Street Journal that Robinson was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology and has since teased that more specifics will come when his charges against the shooting suspect drop on Tuesday. That information comes from people around him, his family members and friends. Cox told CNN's State of the Union there were conversations that were discussed specifically about Charlie Kirk. And again, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm moving a little bit slow about this topic, because we're going to find out all the things, folks. We're gonna find out a lot more about Tyler Robinson. And this is the infamous picture that everybody's referring to on Twitter, all over YouTube, all over everywhere. This is the infamous, apparently transgender partner that Robinson was with, you know? And the name, they even have the name, which is why I know this is legit. Cox said that Robinson's romantic partner is cooperating with the FBI investigating into Kirk's killing. The name Lance Twiggs. And Lance Twiggs apparently is on TikTok and just a normal person doing whatever a person's doing. And for some reason, it seems that Tyler Robinson decided to do what he did in honor of Lance Twiggs, or in honor of the movement, or something. We still don't know the core reason as to why he did what he did, but I mean, he left us a shitload of breadcrumbs now, didn't he? I really thought the bullet encasings by themselves were enough to be like, okay, slam dunk, this is what he's thinking. But I wanted to see what the media was really going to do with that, you know? And as time goes on, we're going to find out a lot more about this. But I'll tell you one thing. Tyler Robinson being in jail right now, he might be having a good old time in there. He might be having a great time up in jail, you know? You guys let me know what y'all think, man. There's so much coming out about this case, bro. And something tells me on Tuesday, there's going to be even more bombshells. Stay tuned. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Unbiased opinion, of course. Just tell me what y'all are feeling, you know? Do you think what I said is bullshit? Do you think it's legit? And we'll find out what happens next, folks. Stay inside, stay safe, man. It's to keep your family safe. Talk to your children. Talk to your damn children, man. No, figure out what's going on in their brains and shit, so we don't have another incident on either side. Listen, guys, assassination on the left, assassination on the right. It's all bad. I see people cheering for shit like this, man. Never. You should never cheer for something like this, because it gets a lot closer to home as this shit continues. It gets closer and closer and closer to home until, oh my God, somebody I actually know is dead. Be real careful how you celebrate things. Anyways, folks, I'll see you soon. Peace.